I want you to understand this one thing today. And if you actually do that, you will never look at your life the same. And I'm not talking about intellectual understanding, I'm talking about integration and living through what I'm going to share in this video. Your life will change 360 degrees. I guarantee it. Everything you have in your life is filtered through you. Think about it for a second. Everything you have, relationship or the fact that you don't have them, the job, the career, the success or the lack of success, money, lack of money, everything is filtered by you, by your perception, by your consciousness and subconsciousness. Craziest part that you need to understand is that most of us, we sleep with our eyes wide open, and everything you interpret that you have in your life is happening through that consciousness that you have, but creation of what you see in your life is happening through subconsciousness. And this is the problem, that when you're asleep, this part cannot create absolutely anything. Only that one can. And when you're fully asleep, imagine what you're creating. You're basically living on autopilot of the programs, of the scenarios that your family had, your past experiences, how your past boyfriend treated you, how your friends treat you, how you feel about it, and all of that. You don't make choices of what's going to happen next. You basically live through those past experiences and you make new choices based on them. So you're deeply asleep. 95% of people around the world are deeply asleep. Trust me, even if they have career success, they go to work 9 to 5. It's the sign of sleeping in this matrix, actually. And I know that you're getting triggered, but I don't choose some bad circumstances in my life. I don't choose to be in this situation. I don't choose to have no money, to be without a job, to be without a partner. But exactly, you're choosing this. And until you understand that and take ownership, you're going to be in this on this rock bottom until you understand it, until you awaken yourself, awaken your soul. And trust me, the people who actually have the best lives around the world, what unites them, and I studied them, I spoke to so many, it's the fact that they are awakened. They are living the life in the present moment, making conscious choices, not living on autopilot of past programs. They surpassed it. So before I move forward, I want to speak a bit spiritually. Again, you can skip that part if you don't believe in any of that, but trust me, this is eye-opening fact that we have 3 main conscious levels that we are allowed to go to, let's say right now, because we're humans living this life in this bodies on this planet. I'm a very spiritual person. If you're interested to learn more, we can talk separately. But there are 3 levels of consciousness that people normally live through: 3D, 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions, 5D, 4D, 3D. And 95% of people live in 3D, which means the linear way of life. When you wake up, when you got a job, if you don't have a job, there is a problem with you. You have to study at the university, you have to get a good job, you have to follow what society tells you, what your parents tell you, how they live. This is normal. You have to do exactly the same, or you are basically outside of this norm and you're weird, you know? And 3D consciousness asks you to follow the path that everyone follows, which is considered in society what's good, what's best, what's normal. To have a family by that age, all of this is forming your programs, how you're supposed to do things, and you have programs of your family, of society, and your past experiences as well. Now we're moving into 4D consciousness. And by the way, the planet right now, the planet Earth, is moving to 5D consciousness. So there is a conflict of interest, as I say. Now, 4D is when you start asking questions. Is this actually my life? Is this actually how I want to live? Is this actually the job that I want to do? Is this actually the relationship? So once you start questioning everything that you have and thinking, maybe I can do better, maybe I can get more, maybe this is not enough for me. This is when you move to 4D consciousness, when you start learning things, when you start reading books, when you go to different specialists, because on 3D, barely anyone go anywhere. And antidepressants at level 3, because there's no other way, you're sleeping, you're just sleeping, you're sleeping with white eyes open, right? 4D, you are a bit awake, but you still fall asleep a lot. You're just asking questions. And now we have 5D. 5D is when you are awake already and you know that you are creator of your own reality, that there is no one else that creates your reality. Everything you see, you created. You are the observer of this reality, because if there is no observer, there is nothing there, right? Quantum physics, you know the principle, I'm sure, or go Google it. It's the law, it's quantum physics. And you create everything that you have inside. So we project from our internal screen the circumstances, the people, how they treat you, what emotions they trigger, how people like react around you, what they do, what kind of things you attract into your life. It's all you. And at 5D level, you understand that and you become the author and the creator of your reality fully. Now you don't say, this happened to me because, I don't know, like people are bad. This is 3D level. 4D is like, I am not sure what's happening. It's like this hesitant state. And 5D is when I know things are shit right now in my life, but it's because I created it this way from my past choices. So right now what I'm gonna do is re-choose and recreate what I created, because I know I can do it. I create this reality. I do that. We're all parts of God. I don't care what religion you are, but you all know that we're parts of something bigger. And if you don't know this, please leave my page, leave this video. And we are parts of God. So we are souls. We can create our reality, right? And our bodies, it's temporary. Our lives, it's temporary. Whatever we have is temporary. We are experiencing things in this body, in this timeline. And this is why do you waste so much time living shitty lives of someone else, of society expectations, of the people that told you it's best? Why? I don't understand. And going back to the questions, if you start asking like why this is happening, like, but from the good perspective, like what can I do? This is the moment you start waking up step by step, and you need to continue on that journey. Because look, whatever you create around yourself, reality is a mirror, as I told you before many times. So this mirror is actually reflecting what you are feeling. Most of all, the reality is mostly, especially this matrix of life, is mostly reacting to your emotions, not what you think, because your programs, they actually create the emotions, the feelings, and then you act accordingly. I will talk about triggers shortly and you will understand me a bit more. But, and by the way, if you hear me out right now, if you understand me, I know that you will have changes in life, because the moment you wake up even slowly, even with the question, this is when things start tweaking and you start noticing the signs, you start noticing what you can do better and all of that, right? So your reality is the mirror. The people around you are the projections of that mirror, of the parts in you that you suppress, don't want to accept, the programs that you have. These emotions that you suppress, it's your shadow that you need to figure out. What I cannot accept in myself. Maybe I cannot accept the fact that I like loud, expressive, someone visible for the world, but you actually get triggered by these people. Again, we'll talk about triggers. Second is the programs, right? The programs I talk about a lot is the scenarios from your family, from society. Until you understand those patterns, they will create your reality. I'm going to give you an example. If your family was poor and no one was rich, and now you're trying to become rich, you're trying to get better jobs, but you always feel stuck and you cannot go there. Most probably it's your program ruling your life right now. And even if consciously you are doing everything possible, you are learning new things, you are becoming smarter, you're so hardworking, but you cannot move further, it's simply because there is a program in you which says, let's say, being rich is dangerous, money is bad, no one is rich, we cannot be rich as a family. Whatever you heard, whatever your family believed in, you are still subconsciously choosing from that state. And when you just try to push hard, a lot of achievers do that, it's not gonna work. Yes, you will reach some level, but you will actually hit the wall at some point because the program is there. And when at some point of life you feel stuck, you feel things are just going in the wrong direction, this is the best moment, actually. This means, especially, sometimes we have wake-up calls. Like our soul cannot speak to us through, sometimes it does speak to us through like a quiet voice, trying to reach you, trying to show you signs, but most of us are asleep. So when you're asleep, how your soul can actually talk to you? It needs to wake you up. And you will not understand if something good happens. Most of the time, you understand when something bad happens, something that's important, your favorite toy, your favorite person, whatever it is. And when you reach this point of life when you feel really bad, really stuck, things are falling apart, there is a huge crisis, this is the moment when you can wake up. This is the best moment of your life. I want you to understand. If right now you're experiencing something bad and you don't know what's coming next, you're so scared, you have so many fears, I want you to understand this is the best moment of your life and you can wake up and change things for good. And I want you to be grateful for this moment. I've been through crises my whole life. I've been at rock bottoms when I have no money, nothing. And those moments were the best of my life because they always push you to the next level, always. But you need to wake up. And by the way, relationships are our best teachers, lessons, and all of that. Because through other people, you can see exactly what bothers you the most, which programs you have. Because let's talk about triggers. So what's the trigger? Trigger is the best wake-up call. And if you start noticing those triggers, what bothers you, what gives you anxiety, what gives you emotional reaction, what really, really annoys you in the other person, in the behavior, in the words, when you want to cry, when you want to laugh too much, when you get like, I don't know, shaking and all of that. These feelings of the body, of the emotions, are the emotional reactions to the trigger. And right now, if you understand this, I swear to God, you will change your life. If you see those triggers, when you communicate, even with like listening to me or with other people, if you understand them, if you see them, and you basically don't give them your attention and your reaction, this is when your life changes. For good. You're upgrading yourself. You're getting rid of the programs I told you, society, family, all of that. But you cannot do this if you don't see these triggers. If you're just sleeping and people honking at you when you're driving and you're just like, oh, my life is so bad. And then you go to work, your boss is screaming at you, you have so much pity for yourself, poor kid. Who created this boss? Who created this honking at the road? Who was that? Who? They? No, it's you. It's you who did this. And the fact that you still don't understand that, this is why you're stuck and you're going to lose in life still. Because stop feeling that everyone against you, the boss is bad. You need to see, okay, your boss screams at you and you have reaction and you know that you created this. And right now you need this wake-up call because you're on the wrong path. And you feel grateful to your boss for that because he gave you the emotion to see the program. What's your program? I'm not enough? I'm always bad? I have to be a good girl? What is your program? Understand this. This is the best example. Or your partner, he's cheating on you. He is leaving you. It's a wake-up call where you lost yourself, where you lost your independence. Why you betrayed yourself, why you started living his life. This is a wake-up call from your soul. Just a small note also on the mirrors. When people around you act a certain way, the same person, have you ever noticed that the same person is acting absolutely different way around someone else, or you hear feedback that he's acting different? I'm going to explain to you why this happens. I'm going to give you a very bad example. Have you heard stories when a man is dating a woman for years and they don't get married and it seems like they love each other, but things just don't work out. And then they break up and he meets another woman and they get married after 3 months and everyone is shocked. And he becomes all of a sudden a family person and he does what he never did for the first lady. Why is that? Because of the reality filter, which I started this video with. You're always projecting what you want subconsciously. So the second woman, she projected something else. And this is a bad example, but there are other examples. Your boss can treat you in a very different way than he treats other people. And it's not because he loves someone, it's because they believe they're good enough. They believe they deserve to be here. They believe they deserve a raise. They believe that. And the same in friendships. Some people have a lot of friends, and some cannot even meet good people to have a great connection. Why is that? What do you give to the world? What's your vibration? What state are you in? What do you think about yourself as a friend? What past experiences you had? You are creating this problem. And I will talk about how to stop all of this at the end of the video, so keep on watching. I will give you recommendations, but it's all you. And about triggers, we just spoke. So then how to rewrite your reality? How to do that? If you know that the trigger is your biggest wake-up call, you create everything yourself, everyone around you is your projection, your mirror, and you create it from the inside, beliefs which were created mostly by your family, by society, by the matrix, and you're sleeping and you want to wake up, you want to stop all of this. How to wake up? So first things first, about triggers we understood, right? Now about observer position. So you cannot see the trigger if you are a playing character in this game of life. You can only do that once you move to the observer state, when you're still being yourself, but instead of looking at the situation as if you're in it and getting triggered and crying and emotion and feeling emotionally intense, you actually go above the situation and you think, okay, so just like you're talking about someone else. Okay, so she is in the circumstances. This is another player, actor. Okay, so what's happening? So you start watching the scene. You are not interfering. You are not fighting, freezing, or running. You are watching. This is an important step to stop all what's happening. Stop fighting, stop freezing, stop flying. Stop. Just stop. Go to the observer state, because observer creates the reality. Whatever you observe, whatever you pay your attention to, this is how reality plays. And one more question I want you to think about is, what reality am I feeding every day? What is this? Which thoughts, which actions, which programs, which emotions? If you answer this question, you will see your life as an observer. So, for example, if I know that every day I go to a job that I hate, that my boss is really bad, every day I talk to my partner and he's very toxic and I still stay, what do I recreate? So you understand, that's why I say stop and observe, and don't interfere yet. Don't interfere yet. Just stop. Don't fight, don't do affirmations, vision boards. This is all like, imagine a trash can and you're just trying to put something nice on top of it. This is what people do when they try to do affirmations or vision boards. In fact, when they just have trash, in there. Most of us have it, So clean the trash first. But before cleaning it, even stop. Just observe how much you're putting this trash in the box. Feeding, feeding, feeding. You wake up, you have a routine, again. Stop and observe. So you stopped. By the way, this is the first step to awakening, because we're talking about awakening in this video. And you observe what's happening, what you created, what you feed every day. You just stopped, right? Now, the second step, you try to decode it or understand it. I speak about programs a lot. You heard me speaking about that. So you got the triggers. Triggers show you. Triggers, we also observe. Then we try to decode the trigger. Again, an example. I'm getting triggered because he said that he will not spend time with me, and I have a program, fear of abandonment or rejection. Of course, I'm gonna get triggered when my partner is gonna tell me I don't have time for you today. But the other girl who does not have this program, she will say, okay, next time we'll see each other, no problem. Do you see what's the trigger? The first one reacts, she's emotional because she has this program. So now we're decoding it. I decoded it very fast, but okay, so he doesn't want to see me. I start crying. I don't know why. And then I try to understand, what do I believe about myself? I am not good. He doesn't choose me. Why he doesn't choose me? What am I scared of? What do I believe about myself? I think I'm scared of being abandoned. Why? Because my father left me. Or my past partner treated me as shit and he was abusive, blah, blah, blah. So you understand what is there, what's your fear, what's your belief, and where it's coming from. I use breath code psychology just for this purpose. I'll leave my free calculator under this video so you can understand some of your key programs that can be just decoded very fast. You don't need to spend years doing what I said. And once you understood this, you observe, you understand what's getting triggered, you don't give reaction. We observe, we don't give reaction, we decode, we understand where it's coming from, and only after we can change it. How to change it? Let's go back to your favorite topic, triggers. I'm joking, it's not your favorite topic. So trigger. We can only change, and this matrix is like a computer game. You're playing in it. If you want to change something, you need to reteach your character to play differently. So if I want to give, and I'm giving you a fast life hack. Of course, there is much more to awakening, but if you do this, you will see changes tomorrow, I promise. So again, let's go back to the example of abandonment, fear of abandonment. So instead of giving your normal reaction, and I'm not saying to suppress emotions, this is not it. When you observe there are no emotions, you go to the observer state that, okay, I'm in my program again. I am programming this reality again in the negative way. I'm feeding old reality that I am always being abandoned. So I stop, I breathe, I do whatever practice I need to stop. I understand what's my fear, I rationalize it, and then I don't give reaction. I can either say stop and don't give it at all. I can walk away and breathe and don't give it at all. It's very hard to give a new reaction, so you just stop first. First, you stop any reaction. First 3 times you stop any reaction, and then you learn to react differently. So these 3 steps, if you just notice it, you will be shocked. You will be shocked. I just tested it myself last week on my relationship, and it's insane how things are just changing within hours. Your mirror starts changing within hours, not even days, just hours, because you are showing to your mirror, to your character, that you don't want it this way anymore. And it just adjusts to what you want. I hope this video was useful. Comment if you have any questions. I know I'm speaking like in a very, let's say, spiritual way or higher self way. This is just like I'm trying to ground the knowledge as much as I can. But if you understand even 10% of this video, your life will change, I promise. But if you understand more, then it's going to drastically change. And right now it's some important period of time, let's call it this way. And my big mission is to awaken people as much as I can, sometimes maybe with rude words, with being a bit more aggressive, let's call it this way, because 95% of people minimum are sleeping and creating lives they don't even deserve, and that bothers me. And you are drowning in what you hate, what you don't love. You're crying, you're suffering. Why? You're living one life in this body, in this timeline. Why you choose suffering? If you know you're a creator, you can change it. Of course, if you still don't know that, you need to know that, right? And why you choose suffering, why you choose, and I'm not telling you this to quit relationship, jobs. It's not about it. It will end by itself. Once you learn all of this, it will just change by itself. You don't have to do anything even. You'll be shocked. So I'm going to invite you to my awakening session if you want to decode your programs with me, to see your situations under the angle of of the programming, of the triggers, if you want to awaken for good, for real, manifest what you want, welcome to my awakening session. We will connect you to your higher self. It's a bit spiritual, but this is exactly where I can do things that you will not comprehend with your brain, but your subconscious will. So you can DM me session or comment session. I'll give you the details. And thank you so much for watching this video.